How's everybody doing? Today is Monday, October 14th, and we are walking to the drill right now. We just got it loaded up with another tote. That would be the third tote so far. Thought I would explain real fast. I don't have a whole lot of time, but this is what we're going for. This is number 30. If you follow me on Instagram, you would seen a picture of the two bush hogs going in there. And so what we do is we scalp the Bermuda grass as short as we can get it. Basically just lower the bush hogs all the way down to the ground to where they're not hitting ground, but as close as they can get. You can see, for example, here in 28, I mean the grass isn't but a couple inches tall. We do have some clippings there of what was left, but that'll eventually disappear and go into the ground and whatever. But we need, what was I doing? We need very little, or we want very little competition between the Bermuda grass and the ryegrass, because we have not had a freeze yet, and we might not get one for a few more weeks. So lowest temperature we've had so far was 37 degrees. That was one morning. Right now it's I don't know, right now it's probably like 70. We're forecasted for the next 10 days anywhere from 87 for a high to 50 degrees for a low. So we'll get this tractor started, or got the tractor started, we're just raising the drill. I got a couple of C-tubes plugged up that I will unplug real fast. The last field I was in was number 32, and it's a little muddy down there, so pretty sure that's probably why they're plugged up. I think I got rid of the dirt dauber problems finally, and I did grab a piece of electric fence wire. Makes it a heck of a lot easier to unplug. Which one is it? Forgot. Oh, right here. So while we get this one unplugged, I'll explain. What we do is we graze as hard as we can with the cows, and then once the cows have grazed it as much as they'll graze it, which usually takes per field maybe 2 days. That's about it. To start with, you got to be on your game when you're grazing and not letting fields get ahead of you. The few fields that did get ahead, they ended up getting cut for hay. So there's more dirt daubers. Golly. Alright, well that wasn't mud, that was dirt dauber, dried up dirt in the C-tube. So like I was saying, if you don't keep up with it, you'll have a bigger problem. You'll have a bunch of fields that aren't worth baling, but then you'll also have way too much grass on the ground after you bush hog, and where there's a, we'll say a clump or a mound of clippings from the bush hog, it won't grow through there because it's kind of like choking it out. So, oh, this one's plugged in. Oh. So the whole thinking behind it is grazes. So the whole thing behind it is graze as smart as you can. And by smart as you can means doing your rotations properly, and your fields that you set out for silage or baleage, get them done correctly. And we had what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields that got baled for dry hay. I was kind of wanting to save those for baleage, but we didn't get the rain, and they were, pretty stressed. I guess you could call it stressed from the heat and the dry. So we went and just cut them for dry hay, which is fine because we were a little short on dry hay. So those fields got cleaned off, and then one field you see me move the dry cows to them. So like I was saying, you actually see me move the cows into number 12. That one was cut and baled for hay, and then we put the dry cows in there and they grazed it off the rest of the way after it had some regrowth done to it, or regrowth in it. And that one hasn't been bush hogged or drilled yet, but it will be here pretty soon. I'm gonna put that damn pin in. We're here at number 28. This is where we're going to start today. We are completely full. Seed boxes are completely full right now. And so we're going to get started here and run for as long as we possibly can. The reason we bush hog it so short is because the Bermuda grass has slowed way down. It's not growing near as fast as it was. Bermuda grass loves 90 degrees, 95 degrees, and a little bit of moisture, and it'll be growing like crazy. So with the cooler temps that we have now, and the shorter days that we have, shorter daylight that we have in a day, it has slowed way down. But you can still see, even though it's been grazed hard, and hang on, I gotta go around this marker. So you can see, even though it had the Bermuda, the Bermuda grass had the stress of, we're actually still currently in a severe drought, even though we got those couple inches and everything looks a little bit wet, but we're still technically under a severe drought. So even with that and the shorter amount of daylight during the day and the cooler temps we've gotten, the Bermuda grass is still a little green. You know, it's been scalped, so it's really short, so it may look a little bit brown, but it does still have a little bit of life to it. So what we're trying to do is time Mother Nature and the growth of the Bermuda grass and the growth of the cereal rye. As long as the Bermuda grass and the cereal rye will grow about the same amount of time, it'll be fine. So we're looking for these seedlings to be in about 4 to 5 days to be up out of the ground. They'll be actually kind of red purple color, and then about 7 to 8 days they'll be turning green and maybe 3 inches long. And then the Bermuda grass is, as long as it's green, it's competing with the new cereal rye, and that's where we're trying to time Mother Nature. Instead of waiting for a frost that could happen any day now or a month from now, we're trying to time it and to where the cereal rye will be up and going already when the Bermuda grass gets its killing frost. Once we get a killing frost, the Bermuda grass is done with, it'll go dormant, and we won't see it till the spring. So if you're thinking, why not wait for a killing frost? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, the Bermuda grass isn't growing fast enough now for it to be grazable, to have enough forage there for the cows to go on, that we can actually cut back on our feed bill. Number 2 is, at this time of year, unless we would have gotten some rain, say in August or early September, then it would have kind of jump-started the Tifton back up. and we could have had like another, almost kind of like a spring with the Tifton, and then you have some nutritional value in the grass there. But we were the driest we had ever been on record in September, and also the warmest. So the grass, the Bermuda grass, was so stressed out. I mean, it's basically almost like hay, and it's not. It's basically like bad hay, and it's not. The nutritional value is there, not enough to cut back on TMR. In early spring, you can get 20 to 25% protein out of some really good Tifton, and right now it might be just taking a guess, because we've never tested it, just because it's bad. But my guess would be it's probably like 10% protein right now. So that's why we're not waiting for a killing frost. It's just get it done, get it kind of finish its life off, and hopefully that we get a frost and go ahead and put it out of its misery, and then we can get this ryegrass going. And hopefully around Thanksgiving, first part of December, if the weather cooperates, we'll be grazing some good winter pasture, and then you're looking at 30% protein, and we can basically cut soybean meal out of the ration. So that's why we're going ahead and doing it now. If you were doing it in some plowed ground, you could have planted back in about September 15th is the ideal date around here. But with everything that we have is in sod, we have to kind of play with Mother Nature and find that right time to go ahead and start planting. Alright, we got about 28, about halfway done, and we're going to jump out and check out the drill, make sure nothing's plugged up. And then after that, we should be good, just to keep rolling. There's one plugged up. Well, maybe not then. So. Alright, we'll check back with you later. We're going to just take off and keep going and going and going and going until we run out of seed or something breaks. So it's 5 o'clock now, or almost 5. We got 2 fields done, completed. And we'll put the pin in now, and we're gonna get this one done. And then we'll check and see how much seed we have after that. That would be, we should have enough to do another field after this one. So we'll get going. Had to stop and go up to the barn for 20-30 minutes. Didn't get as good of a start as I wanted to, a little late getting out here, and takes probably, I don't know, 45 minutes to do a field. So we're gonna get going on this one, and then we'll move to the next one after this one. Even though I highly dislike driving the 7800, for the main reason is the power shift transmission. This is a pain in the butt to drive. The seat makes all kinds of noises. The cab shakes and rattles. But it's probably a good thing I went ahead and hooked it up to the 7800, the grain drill that is, because it's raining pretty good right now, and we are spinning the tires a little bit, trying to get some traction, especially when I went up that little bit of a hill there. And I don't really think the 7400 or the 7410 would pull it as good as the 7800 does. The Puma would have pulled it up the hill and not even spun the tires, but I'd rather drive that and put out feed width. So, yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to another field unless it stops raining right now, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So we're going to get this one done, and then we are going to take it up there and park it, and then probably go find something else to do. Hey, where are you guys going? That's group 1, the young cow group. They're headed to the barn. It's kind of weird, it's still daylight, but there's still other work to go do. This side of the box is a little low on seed, and I don't know if we really want to jack with trying to load it in the rain. It's just a nice steady sprinkle. I avoided a disaster over here. I'll have to show you. Dang drill was sliding on the lane there. Almost slid into the embankment on the other side of the lane and hit the fence. So avoided that. We're gonna get up here and see what Wes wants to do. If he wants to load it now in the rain or wait till tomorrow. I say wait till tomorrow, but see what he says, and then either keep drilling or find something else to do, like I said. So we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.